Mm-mm. All right. How's everyone doing tonight? I just thought I'd go live and enjoy my dinner with you. Just said my prayers. And I thought we would have some important conversation about what's going on with the lawmakers because we got laws and they're made by people, and we can have power to the people when we get involved in lawmaking, hopefully. And I popped on here to talk about three bills: HB 531, SB 260, and SB 195. I'm not an expert in all these bills. The hemp bill is SB 195. So I'm also going to share with you how I am nourishing myself after a long day at the Capitol. Oh my goodness. Is it better without the light? Should we go without the light? That's more natural. But there's a lot of things, hemp on this plate, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. Wait for people to kind of show up here. Come on live with us, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed your dinner already. I tend to be a late dinner person because I have a weird schedule. Sometimes I'm up very late and I don't wake up till 10 or 11 or noon. And so obviously if I eat breakfast at like 1:30, then I eat lunch maybe at like 5. And so dinner is about 9 or 10. I'm not recommending that. It is not Mexican food, but that is a good guess. So it's a little hot in here, so all right, I'm just sharing this link. Feel free to share this link. I might wait until wLo comes on here to sing her happy birthday because she might pop on live, but she's having a party. So, hey, JR, how was everyone's day? Figured we can all hang out. I could tell you about how my day went down at the Capitol and hear about you guys. Maybe you want to share about some bills that you're involved with, but I guess I'll eat a little bit and then we'll sing to wLo and then we'll get down to business and talk about HB 531. And yes, tomorrow on WRFG, JR is interviewing Victoria Collier about the hemp farming and hemp processing. Thank you, JR. Please post in Georgia Hero about that. I don't know if you're a member of Georgia Hero on Facebook. But I wanted to let you know what I made for dinner. First of all, we are going to start with something that I try to eat every day, my own homemade fermented cabbage. And it's so easy to make, especially if you have one of those things. I know I need to do a how-to video, but one of those things that pumps out the air and the oxygen, because if there's no oxygen in there, then it can't mold. Also, if it's covered with liquid, it can't mold. So that's the other technique. But all this is cabbage and beets. That's pretty much it. Maybe a couple of spices like cumin. And I added a little nori to it. And what I also did is I added some homemade hot sauce by my friend Joe Little. Hopefully he doesn't mind me giving him a shout out. He knows how to make some hot sauce. And then I also drizzled some hemp seed oil on it. You know, like Nutiva, like a lot of companies make hemp seed oil. So I'm going to start with eating that. Mmm. Mmm. So I like kind of starting with the kraut, but sometimes I don't. Depends on what I'm in the mood for. But what that does is it Lines you with some good bacteria. I was very nervous singing at the Capitol today. So when you're nervous and you're stressed, that can cause some of your good army, your good bacteria to die off. So I try to fill that up, especially after a long day of being inside with not many plants and lots of artificial lighting, which I feel is not natural vibrations for my soul. And food does make me dance, Shabri. Speaking of being nervous, I have a really good tip. Like, nerves do so many different things to the body. Like, it can literally make you physically debilitated. Like, what happens to me when I'm nervous is my throat dries out. I shake. The shaking is so frustrating because and my fingers feel weaker and it's harder to hold the ukulele. So I somehow figured this out. I was sitting there in my seat, totally nervous. And then I realized where, like, I couldn't really feel my feet. Like, I wasn't really grounded. And I was like, you know how I'm into grounding, like barefoot on the ground. Totally recommend it, especially after a flight, especially after going to the Capitol. I did not walk barefoot today. It was a little bit rainy out there. So I put my feet on the ground. I did a little qigong, waiting there. There were like 60 people who spoke today. And then I realized I was trying to figure out where I was blocking my energy. It's so different than like teaching a qigong class. Like, I literally like was in another dimension. And then I realized my hips were so tense that it was like my energy was here and it wasn't going through my hips down to the ground. So I couldn't access, source as much as I would be able to. And the reason why I thought of that is because I was thinking of some breath warm ups. Good, Jabri. And one of my voice teachers, she always said to squeeze your butt if you have like a high pitched note that you can't get to. And I thought to myself, well, maybe if I squeeze my butt, it'll activate my energy because I felt like that's what it does. And then when I tried to do that, I realized, oh my God, I have no energy in my butt. So I did the stretch where you like cross your ankle over the knee and I leaned over and all of a sudden all the stress relieved. And I didn't have a dry throat anymore. So everyone's different, but like, man, like the tightness in the lower back hip area is what was totally constricting my energy. And once I like took some time and I did, because even the grounding mudra was not helping me, but I stretched out my hips as I did the intuitive mudra, and it was like night and day. So let's move on. I've got fresh cucumbers, which I brought to the Capitol. And if you all have been following me, I think I pretty much said this in some of my stories that like cucumbers and blueberries are my top two foods that I travel with. Because when I get dehydrated and there's not necessarily water with me, I'd rather eat foods that hydrate me than water in a plastic bottle. And then I've got fresh avocado and a whole pile of hemp seeds there. You see that? I'm going to mix it, but I want to like kind of show it to you separately. And then this is the most magical food. I know Mary Lou was eating it on Super Bowl Sunday. It's watercress. So if like you add watercress to anything, it's like you make it healthy. So cool. Do you guys want to sing happy birthday to wLo with me? She's about to pop on here. If not, I dropped some watercress. She'll see it later. And then I'm going to sing you the song I sang today because I have a feeling I could perform it a lot better here. I'm way more relaxed. Like 1 to 10. I'm like a 9.9 relaxed right now. There, I was like a 5 or a 4. But 5 and above is okay. 5 and below is like, I can't even sing. So I'm going to eat a little bit. And then I made up this crazy recipe, and I'm going to tell you what I did. I know it's not common that I eat this, but yes, you do see some spelt pasta on my plate. I made like a homemade gourmet cheese pasta thing. And then I made a sweet strawberry salmon dish that I kind of channeled. Hey, Dance Me. So let me tell you what I did. I need to set up my kitchen in here so I could just cook with y'all. I sauteed some onions in olive oil and Irish butter. I added fresh garlic, and I added those sweet peppers. I put like 4 peppers in it. And then I added a whole bunch of walnuts, and that's what's on the picture, the thumbnail. So walnuts are so good for the brain. And being that I have to use my brain when I go down to the Capitol. Mm, mm. And I put bourbon organic maple syrup on it. So it like sweetens up a little bit. So I feel like I'm having a treat. Then I put like 3 salmon fillets on there, wild from Alaska, frozen actually, unfortunately, but hey, do what you can do. After the onions sauteed for a minute, I did that. I added a whole bunch of spices. I added turmeric, thyme, some weird things like coriander powder, and a little bit of cayenne, black pepper, garlic, and I actually added Irish sea moss powder as opposed to the gel, which is better, but I haven't had time to prepare it. And then I put, okay, the walnuts, the peppers, and then fresh strawberries. So it would be sweet. And a little bit of shiitake. So yeah, here's a shiitake right there. Shiitake mushroom. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yum. And then any questions about how I made the salmon? As I cooked it, I did add a little more maple syrup and butter to make it more yummy. I'll be here, dance me, don't worry. So I'm gonna mix the hemp seeds in with this a little bit because I love hemp seeds so much. Mm. I sauteed it, JR. It feels really nourishing. I believe it's got a lot of vitamin D. I didn't have sunshine today. I sauteed it in a pan. I didn't have sunshine today, so like it's really good to have the fish and the omegas for the liver. And I apologize to my vegan friends. I was vegan for a long time, so I know this can be offensive, and I'm really sorry. I just want to be authentic though. This is what I'm eating. Um, so it's delicious. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I made enough to last me a couple more days for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, whatever I decide. Mm, nice little walnut crunch. I was really worried that the Irish sea moss would like overpower the flavor and be like seaweedy, but it's not. All right. So we're going to talk about legislation, you know? Um, I'm just on Facebook kind of messaging some people. Um, thank you, Alexis. You are awesome. I just posted on Facebook about SB 195, this like little hemp bill that Representative Mullis wrote. I don't know if he's a representative or senator. I think representative. So I also spoiled myself and I made carbs. It is spelt. Spelt is supposedly more digestible than wheat. So I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. But are there any questions about how I made this salmon? I really love sauteing onions so much. Oh, I forgot. I also added lime juice towards the end, and that's probably what made it better because I did do a little taste test, and I did feel like maybe it was too seaweedy with the sea moss, so I added lime juice. Lime juice is the secret for sea moss. Like if you don't want the seaweedy taste, lime juice helps so much. And I I couldn't find my fresh ginger. I found it like after I completed the dish behind something else I got. I forgot what it was. So I actually had like one of those salty ginger shots and I just did like a teaspoon of it in it and it really added like a little ginger flavor. Fly like an angel. Hey, 1776. Fly like an eagle. I forget who that is. It's hard for me to remember everyone's hashtag. What's your name? Handle. Hashtag. Hmm. I love how the strawberries taste with the salmon. And I left some of the strawberry leaves in it too. Mm. It's almost like I'm eating dessert. I mean, it's not sweet, sweet, but like that strawberry just like melted in my mouth, you know? You know what I'm saying? Mm. Adam! Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell you about what I'm indulging in today. I'm not encouraging you to eat any kind of flour. I think grains are inflaming to our system, but they do cause a release of serotonin, and I kind of need a hug. Not that that's an excuse, but this is what I did. I made some spelt pasta, and then what I did is I boiled it, probably overcooked it just a hair because I was distracted. I drained it, put it back in the pot, and then I added fresh shavings of um, like Italian fresh Parmesan, probably like 3/4 of a cup of shavings. And then I added like some aged raw cheddar, 3 years, probably just like not even an eighth of a cup, maybe like a tablespoon. And I will totally sing 15 hugs a day to close this out. That was a good idea, JR. And then I added a little, don't judge me, a little bit of heavy cream, like maybe 2 tablespoons, not even 1.5, and some spices like a garlic powder mix, and also some fresh Irish butter, probably like 2 tablespoons. And I mixed that all up, got it a little sticky, and here we go. I'm trying it for the first time. Oh, and of course I added some watercress because that makes everything healthy, right? Hey, Lila. I'm telling you all, I haven't found organic watercress at the supermarket, but this comes in a bag and it's already washed. I know there's like debate on do you rewash something that's already washed? I don't know how I feel about it because I feel like tap water is dirty, but I feel like watercress makes all of my meals healthy no matter what. It is so good with this pasta. This pasta recipe. And when I boiled the spelt ziti, I also I added salt and some of that garlic mix as well to kind of like give it some flavor. I have to have another bite. Mm. Mm. Oh, thank you, JR, for the hugs. Trust me, I need a lot of hugs after going down to the Capitol. But people were so nice about my singing today. They were so grateful. Like, it was a beautiful crowd. Mm. That was a big bite. So, any more questions about how I made my dinner tonight? I really, really love sharing my spontaneous recipes. And I think I forgot to mention one more thing on my plate. Did you notice that? Good for you, flying like an eagle. Mm. Yep. I was GAPS diet for 6 months, so I did absolutely no pasta or anything. And it did some wonderful things for my gut, which is what it's all about. I'm going to have couple more big bites, and then we're going to sing happy birthday to wLo. Are you guys ready? Mm. Mm-mm. Does anybody else spontaneously dance when you eat? Is that normal? I guess I do it more when I'm home than when I'm at the restaurant. A restaurant. I had my green juice with me at the Capitol today. But I do wish I had water because my throat was really dry because I was so nervous. The green juice didn't really help. I really needed water. But the blueberries helped. Mm. Mm. Okay, y'all. The last thing on the plate, and then we're done talking about my dinner. Nourishing myself after a long day of making a fool of myself. Avocado. You see it? I know you like to dance, Lila. I'm sure it's normal for you. I don't know about anyone else. Maybe it's just girls that like to dance normal. See the avocado with the hemp seeds on them? So, my vegan friends, it is so important to eat hemp seeds because they have so much protein. Even avocado has a little bit of protein and it's got the fats. So, that's a good thing for keto, right, Adam? So, I'm going to have a little bit of avocado here. What I love doing with the avocado, I'm going to have a little bit plain first. It's like a palette, you could mix anything you want. Sometimes I like mixing the avocado with the ooh, nice avocado picture, with the homemade kraut that I made. Sometimes I like mixing it with the hemp seeds, and sometimes, which I'm going to do next, I'm going to mix it with the salmon. All right, so now we're going to do a salmon piece, strawberry salmon piece. When I grew up, you want a bite? Mmm. You got to make your own hemp milk, Adam. Because isn't that hemp milk sweetened? Oh, you probably get unsweetened. I know I said I would just have one more, but I have to have a little bit more of this kraut. And it's got that hot sauce on it. Ooh. I think I mixed some of the salmon with it. All right. And wLo might pop on here because it's her birthday. Whew, that's hot. I need that circulation to help me digest. So if she pops on here, I might need to segue into a song for her. And I want to do the Sunday songwriting song all together because this obviously has to be a Sunday songwriting because I just wrote this song Sunday and Monday. And this morning I was still working on it, still tweaking the words. And it's about the voting issue, election issue, that we really need to get children more involved in. Like when I was growing up, I had no idea how laws were made. I was just like, this is the law and I have to follow it. I did not realize, I don't know, I just didn't think about how there was a process. Like, I just didn't think about it as like an organic, ever-changing thing that I, even as a child, could affect and influence. And I think we need to teach children that. Like, I think history is kind of important, sort of. I flunked history growing up. That was the only topic I flunked. I just bored me. I don't think it would be as boring if I saw how relatable it was to now. Because a lot of history that we're taught, it's with a grain of salt. We don't know all the perspectives. We only see it's one person's story. It's his story. So what about her story? What about their story? What about our story? So I think, yeah, I guess they call it political science in high school, but I really think we all need to learn who our legislators are, who our senators are, like as soon as we're old enough, to read a history book or read any book. You know what I mean? Professor Penguin. That needs to be one of the characters on our children's show. Yes. Who wants to be Professor Penguin? I think that needs to be Michael M from California. He's my teacher. He's my mentor. He teaches me so much. It's so amazing. So last night, he taught me this. And I'm thinking about testifying it tomorrow. I know I wasn't going to talk about the hemp bill yet, but I'm thinking about testifying with what he taught me tomorrow for SB 195, which is 8 o'clock in the morning. So I need a sign, God, if you really want me to go, because I really don't want to wake up at 6 in the morning and drive. If anyone wants to go with me, please let me know. He taught me. Oh, I got to tune up. He taught me that there's this woman named Nydia in New York who she learned from ancient, elders. Her elders and elders in her community who grew hemp, people are still alive today who grew hemp before it was illegalized. She learned something fascinating, and she just started a research project on it in New York. She learned that if you put a hemp seed under your tongue, not like this, but like a hemp seed that you plant in the ground, you put it under your tongue and you germinate it. You know what germinate means? It's like you incubate it 45 minutes to help to germinate it. And then you plant it. Now, what does this do according to the elders? According to the elders, the hemp seed literally takes kind of a photograph of your DNA, because we all have DNA in our saliva. And then when it grows, the flower that it creates is medicine catered specifically to your DNA. How powerful is that? Everyone should be allowed to grow their own DNA infused plant that is there to help them with their specific DNA issues. What do you think about that? That sounds like heaven on earth to me. So we are going to sing happy birthday to wLo on that note. wLo is an incredible educator about hemp and cannabis. So I'm just going to shoot her a little message so she knows. Are you all ready? Oh, let me shoot her the link. Yeah, because she's partying. It's her birthday. She's having some cake. Right, Adam? How cool is that? So that's why I just really don't like the whole way people are approaching hemp legality with all the regulation and all the THC limits, because hemp is not just THC and CBD. It's terpenes, it's CBG, it's delta 8. It's just all these different complicated things. It's like me and you. We're not just our skin. We're not just our bones. We're complicated beings. The more I get to know you, the more love, the more ways I know how to love you. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. Just like the more the hemp plant gets to know you through your saliva, the more the hemp plant can love you. How beautiful is that? And we're almost there, people. We are almost there. Just keep on hoping, keep on praying, and keep on calling your legislators and senators and go down there and bump into them, because that's the best way. I can't tell you how many times, including today, I bumped into reps on elevators and was able to tell them about whatever bill I wanted them to vote yes or no for. Okay, so what are we doing? We're singing happy birthday to wLo. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Oh, no, wait. Are we tuning up? Did I tune up? I got to tune up. That's what we got to do. So while I'm tuning, you all tell me and everyone about your day. And I do want to thank you all for tuning in. It means so much to me. And I want to thank you all for just always watching my videos. It's really wonderful and beautiful community here. Wow, I'm way out of tune. The weather. It's a miracle that I was Once again, JR is an amazing DJ, WRFG. If you're not in Atlanta, WRFG.org. If you are, go to 89.3. And 8 to 10 is his show on Wednesdays. And tomorrow at 8:45, he is going to feature Victoria with High Horse Farms. She's going to talk about her hemp experience this year. Aw, sorry you're not feeling well. We are sending JR some love, and we will send you some 15 hugs a day. Don't forget to drink lots of water and lemon juice and BioK or whatever probiotics you like. All right. Take a deep breath for me, everyone. Boogie, 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 boogie. wLo, this one's for you. We love you. What's our time stamp? 32 minutes and 12 seconds. 32 minutes mark. Check back in later. Wow, we've been talking for half an hour? Dang, I'm talkative tonight. I am chatty. All right, beautiful people. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear wLo. Happy birthday to you. Everybody, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And happy birthday to wLo. Happy birthday to you. There's another chord there I can't figure out. Birthday, dear. What is that? Y'all know? Birthday, dear. I think go back to the C. That's what okay. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you, beautiful. I love you. Yes, I love you too. And happy birthday, dear wLo. Happy birthday to you again. Happy birthday, wLo. Happy birthday to you. Yes, vitamin D, JR. Happy birthday to wLo. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Wow. Happy birthday, wLo. May you have a magical, magical evening. I hope your day was magical. I hope you're enjoying your goats that have just birthed your baby goats who are troublemakers, I know, but so fun. And I hope you are enjoying this rainy day because you are surrounded by loving people. Raspberry rose petal tea. Oh yeah, for our femininity. I celebrate you, wLo. I'm grateful for you in my life. I'm honored that you are in my life. And I love that you are in my life. So shout out to you, woman. And before I go into my song, my singing testimony today called Election Transparency, I'm going to give you a little bit of background. Now, besides election transparency, we're going to look at all the other things that people are talking about on why they want to vote no on HB 531, which already passed the Senate. So it's in the House. No, wait, it already passed the House and it's in the Senate. Sorry about that. Here is a little blurb about that if you want to study. And votergeorgia.com has some other interesting facts about it. And the basic idea is that we should be able to pull back the curtain and see the Wizard of Oz and see, see the votes and not have them hidden, just to make sure that real people voted and that they voted for the people that they said they voted for, because there's all kinds of rumors that maybe it didn't happen. There's also something called Dominion machines, which supposedly can be hacked digitally, and that's why a lot of people voted or pushed to have ballots. Like, just let's just have written ballots. We can check them. We can see who wrote them. But these Dominion voting machines are electronic and they can be hacked, and supposedly hackers can get in there and make up identities and vote. I don't know how true that is, but I do know that Dominion machines cost, like, I feel like they cost like over $100 million. I think it was HB 316 last year, or SB 316. I don't know which one it was, but it was like, why did we vote to spend all the taxpayers' money on these machines when we could just do hand ballots? Like, what's so special about these machines that are hackable? Like, can't we spend more money on our community, on helping the homeless and houseless? Like, why do we have to buy these expensive Dominion machines? So that is a big issue. So I'm going to sing about that a little bit in the song. And just HB 531 basically has just created a lot of restrictions on voters. Like, you have to show more ID. It's almost like you have to have a background check to vote. And it's just really extreme. And it's just Georgia, it's not federal. And it just seems unnecessary in some ways. But I can't really speak to every part of the bill. I just wrote a song about being more transparent with the votes. And so that's what I'm going to share with you now. But first, I want to sing Sunday songwriting. And I wish y'all could join me. If you have a way to video yourself singing Sunday songwriting right now and email it to me at Aviva and the Flying Penguins at yahoo.com. Are you ready? Let's go. What key are we going to do it in? 1, 2, ready, and Sunday. Sunday, songwriting. AATFP. Welcome to Sunday songwriting number, what are we on? 277? Does that sound about right? Do we need to look that up? Probably. Give me 1 second. In Love for a Week was my last Sunday songwriting. I hope. Did anyone see that? Did anyone like it out there? 276. So yes, we are on 277. Is that significant? Welcome to Sunday songwriting number 277. That adds up to 16, which adds up to 7. It just makes me think of 1776. Anyway, here we go. Why am I wearing my sunglasses? Because I think I look cool. But I don't. I'm going to put this up here so that it looks like I'm looking at you when I'm not. Where did it go? Words. There. Stay there. Okay. Thanks, Debbie. And I'm going to wet my whistle one more time. By the way, y'all, that missing footage is visible on some phones. It's still not visible on my computer and many of my friends' computers, but some people can see it. So if you can see it, let me know. Election transparency, let all of the voters see. It limits all dishonesty, because honestly, dang, I messed up already. All right, take 2. Election transparency, let all of the voters see. It limits all dishonesty, because honestly, the truth does set us free. Why are we even having elections? if we can't verify all our selections? It's like building snowmen in hot weather. How can we all be in this together? Sing it with me. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Election fraud's how we were robbed. It's not voter fraud, but an inside job. With this bill, it'd be easier for everyone. Instead of voting to get a gun, when we go to the polls, we need to be certain. No Wizard of Oz voting. When we go to the polls, we need to be certain. No Wizard of Oz voting. Let's pull back the curtain. I'm not taking sides, we all want the truth. Now this black box voting is so uncouth. Why our Dominion image is hidden? There's no reason they should be forbidden. It's quite the contrary. They are not proprietary. Hear that? It's quite the contrary. They are not proprietary. They don't even own that property. We should be able to see it, right? Election transparency. What happened there? I don't know. Election transparency. Just don't let your parents see. They'll punish all dishonesty. 'Cause honestly, the truth does set us free. Why do we have to fight to see the ballots? We're stumped. Did your vote really count, or did it go straight to the dump? If we have some transparency, we all will be pumped. No matter what side you're on, election integrity will get us over this hump. Sing it with me. Do, 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 do. 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 Election integrity needs ballot transparency. It limits all dishonesty, 'cause honestly, the truth does set us free. The truth does set us free. The truth does set us free. Do, 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 do. All right. So, thank you. Sounds like you are set for the night, Adam. So thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. I'm going to take some more food before I talk about more things. Anybody learn anything? Is this interesting to anyone? Should I get some light on the situation? Hello. Should I play it again? Will you sing along? Did you have a favorite part? I'm not taking sides, we all want the truth. Now this black box voting is so uncouth. I'll just do the last chorus. Election integrity needs ballot transparency. It limits all dishonesty, 'cause honestly, the truth does set us free. The truth does set us free. The truth does set us free. Do, 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 everybody. Do, 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 do. All right, y'all. There's another bill. I think it's like something 241, and that's also going to be read this week. If you want to give testimony, come on out. So many gave testimony on this bill. Like, how could they not listen to people? I don't know. Mm. 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 So, I guess we're done talking about HB 531 on live, but please comment below if you have anything to say, anything to add, anything you feel. It's good to express ourselves. I'm going to move on and talk about SB 195, which means I'm going to strip down to my cannabis pants. Do 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 do. 'Cause don't you want a car that runs on cannabis? Yes, I want a car that runs on cannabis. Do 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 do. I forgot one of the ingredients I put in this pasta is my hemp butter. I infused some hemp flour in some butter, my green butter. Just a little bit, just a teaspoon, by the way. Okay, SB 195. So Jabri loves telling this story, and I don't mind. I really should do a story time about it. When I sang at the mayor's inauguration, I sang Cannabis Car, and I was just so excited that he invited me to sing it. But they were running way over time, so he was like, okay, you're going to sing while everyone walks out. And I was so excited to teach people about cannabis. It was several years ago. I don't even think it was legal yet. So I was really looking forward to everyone hearing my words. And then everyone was talking, and I was so disappointed. So I was tearing up. I was singing through my tears, and Jabri noticed, and he couldn't believe it. Like, he just couldn't believe someone was like crying on stage, and like nobody noticed because they were all talking. Like, nobody noticed, but I was like having a breakdown and singing through my tears. And so like after the performance was done, no, while it was going on, I think he even like hugged me, which helped me get through it. So thank you, Jabri. You're an angel, a true flying penguin. SB 195, it's weird. It's a short bill by Mullis. So I'm just hoping I can go down there tomorrow, and please come with me if you can. 8 a.m. Let me know, message me on Facebook or email. Just this small bill talking about the definitions of hemp processing and hemp farming. But I want to go down there again and tell them, please add that we can grow our own hemp in our own gardens. Make a provision there and talk about the seeds somehow. Because it doesn't talk about how we can just eat these hemp seeds straight from the plant. Like, why? It's a food. But they're like complicating it because they're like, well, it can be marijuana, which is like a horrible slang word anyway. They're like, oh, it can have THC. Like, well, just test it. It's not a big deal. Anyway, I can really use support going down there because I'm overwhelmed doing it by myself. I just feel like, I don't know, overwhelmed. No, that's fine, Jeffrey. I like that you're so honest and open. It's very innocent and beautiful. Mm, I had a strawberry in that bite. Okay, now let's talk about SB 260, which is also, oh my God, you will, Adam? That'll motivate me. Where are you coming from again? Maybe we can ride together. Maybe we can meet somewhere and ride together so we can split parking and not have to pay the big parking fee. Yeah, your camera. I'll let you film with my camera. Mm, okay. You want to know about SB 260 or more about SB 195? Oh, that's the same direction as me. Okay. Let's message each other after this and work out and meet at like 7 a.m. at a coffee shop. Would that work? I don't know though. It might be out of the way because I'm on 85, not 75. Anyway, whoosies. Any whoosies, waysies. Um, yeah, so tomorrow there's two bills that they're being read. One of them is the straight SB 195 about hemp. Maybe you can talk, Adam. There's not going to be like anyone there, so we need people to speak. I like haven't had time to message people about it. I mean, I did a massive email about it, but no one responded. So, okay, so SB 195, I just talked about it. Maybe you left the room for a minute, but it basically just defines the definitions of hemp processing and hemp farming. It's just like super short. It's just like the bigger HB 336 included it. And I guess they feel like they still have to pass it because HB 336 hasn't passed yet, and maybe they're nervous about that, which by the way, y'all continue to write your senators who I don't think it's been voted on in the Senate yet. I could check right now, but I'm being lazy. Um, but still write your senators and be like, don't support HB 336. It's ridiculous. The processing fee is way too high. Or try to bring it down and send them Hempdemic. Everyone needs to watch Hempdemic. It's too long, I know, for them, but you never know. They've got like 3-hour drives, some of them, so they might like put it on while they're driving and listen to the audio. So anyway, SB 260 is a bill I was made aware of just by looking at what was on the agenda, and I'm like, is this a good bill? Tyler Harper is the author, and we know that he during the HB 847, Tyler Harper did some things. Bye, Jeffrey. I'll see you in Qigong tomorrow that were like questionable. Like he said he wanted to lower the processing fee and he was instrumental in getting it higher again. So like the fact that he authored it, not that he can't write good bills, but I was like a little bit skeptical, like, is this bill good or bad? So I wrote to the Georgia Water Coalition because it had to do with buffers, creating buffers around industries so that the chemicals don't pollute our waters and whatnot, mainly the soil. It's like a soil amendment thing. And so they responded, it's not good. Please tell your legislators to vote no. So please tell your legislators to vote no on SB 260. Okay. Because what it does is it doesn't allow local governments to create their own buffers. It's saying 100 feet max no matter what, which doesn't really make sense. But the ironic thing about it is that when we're talking about something that is a buffer to protect the environment, we're also seeing a window of opportunity to plant plants that actually clean the soil, which also creates a buffer. So, for example, ground ivy is one of the first plants that I learned about, which is not like the ivy that we see growing on trees that I always want to save trees from. But it's very small. It looks like an ear, and it's actually good for your ears. It's good for hearing. It's good for your kidneys. It's called ground ivy. You could pick it and make tea with it. I don't know if it's in Virginia. I don't know if it's in New York. I know it is in Georgia because that's when I learned about it. Ground ivy has been proven to take lead out of the soil. And some scientists have said that it's phytodegradation that it does. Phytoremediation is taking it out of the soil and then it's in the plant. Phytodegradation means that it's not even in the plant. The plant transforms it. And it's like the plant becomes this chemical reaction of a waste so that it takes the lead out of the soil and it transforms it into something else. So it's an opportunity to introduce this to industries somehow. I mean, I don't know if we need it in our law, but I figure if I talk about it publicly, it'll at least educate people about it. And maybe someone in the corporations will hear it and they'll be inspired. But hemp is the most incredible buffer that you can use. That the roots grow really deep and it can really stop chemicals from going into our water supply. So, for example, if we created a hemp buffer around the Atlanta airport, then the fuel runoff is less likely to get into the mouth of the Flint River, which feeds probably everyone in your districts. If you're listening to this, senators, and representatives. I mean, it basically anyone in South Georgia is eventually probably fed by the water in the Flint River. So we want to keep it clean. The fuel is going to be huge in the airport. It's going to be a huge runoff. We don't want to be drinking fuel. We don't want to be drinking lead. We don't want to be drinking butane. We want to drink fresh, beautiful water. And so the hemp can create a buffer. So I'm nervous about it, but I really want to talk about that tomorrow. I'll have to do a lot of hip exercises about SB 260. I mean, I don't know. Can they add an amendment that has to do with that? But honestly, like that bill, I mean, I'll just tell him, look, you're a hemp guy. Can you create a different bill completely that talks about adding hemp as a buffer? I don't know. Yes. So, any ideas about what I should say about the hemp and the buffer connected to SB 260? Please let me know. Put it in the comments below. I'm going to sign off, I think. I was going to sing another song, but it looks like there's only a couple of people watching live now. So, unless you guys that are watching really, really want me to do a song, let me know because I need input. Well, I know you're introverted, Adam, but it doesn't take much to just go up to the mic and say, please amend SB 195 to allow me to grow hemp in my own garden. That's all you got to say. That's it. That would be very brave. I know, but I'll be right there. I'll hold your hand. Why? Because I'm pressuring you? Well, the bill is going to be read at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 to 9. That's it. So you can be home definitely by 1:30. 8 to 9. That's it. What do you think? All right. Well, I know. That's why I don't want to go. I need motivation. I don't want to go by myself. All right, y'all. I love you. I'm going to sign off. Don't you want a car that runs on cannabis? I'll give you a little more melody, a little more lullaby. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Don't you want a car that runs on cannabis? Don't you want a car that runs on cannabis?